Growing up in Santa Barbara, the water's cold, and I remember having ear issues plenty of times along the way. I started getting water clogged in my ears so often, like 21, 22, I was like starting to have pretty bad issues with my right ear.
So exostosis is a bone formation in the body. The ones we're concerned with are the ones that occur in the ear canal, typically from cold water exposure. And over time they can enlarge and eventually get to the point where they cause people water trapping, sometimes infections and blockage of the ear. It's also known as surfer's ear because it's so common in the surfing population. The wetsuit changed things because prior to that there weren't a lot of people spending a lot of time immersing themselves in cold water. And once you put a wetsuit on people and they could be comfortably in the water for more prolonged periods of time, usually they weren't doing anything to protect their ears, so their ears were getting exposed to the effects of the cold water, which then led to the bone growth over thousands of hours. The concept of immersing yourself in cold water for recreation is very much a 20th century invention, and surfing is certainly probably at the apex of that.
Fluffalopolis. Chicken time? Dr. Hetzler. It's looking like a 4-hour and 15-minute drive right about now. Oh, we got a little traffic. Actually, it's probably been since the last time I saw Dr. Hetzler that I drove to Santa Cruz.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hey Connor, good to see you. Welcome to Santa Cruz.
Thank you. Thanks for
having me. Have a seat. How are you doing these days?
Doing pretty well. Yeah, it's been what, 4 or 5 years I think since I've been up here and had my ears checked out.
There's water trapping, water getting stuck, they can't get out. And so if that's happening on a repeated basis, causing lots of problems, and there's a lot of bone narrowing, and the person wants to have a surgery to remove the bone growths, I'm happy to do that. The assessment on my ears was that my right ear was worse. That was about 85% closure, and then my left ear was 40 to 50%. So we can see part of the eardrum, and so, but I could see how, water could get stuck in there potentially. So not dramatically worse over that period of time. This can be challenging surgery. There are important structures on all sides. Worldwide, the most common technique for addressing this condition now is to make a cut behind the ear, peel the ear forward, peel all the skin out of the ear, and ream things out with a drill, and then put everything back. My concern with that is it's really sort of difficult in that tight space to protect the skin. There are important structures all around that you're trying to avoid. And the biggest issue of all is the noise of the drills, which can potentially damage people's hearing. So around 1997, I was looking for some other ways to try to evolve this operation. And then I actually became aware of a surgeon in San Diego and a surgeon in Long Beach who were using a type of a chisel technique, and conferred with them. And then we sort of evolved our own technique and some of our own instrumentation since that time. The operation is done via the ear canal, and then basically what it amounts to is make an incision over the apex of one of these bone growths, peel the skin away like opening the cover of a book, and then start shaving the bone down with our various tools. And there's no flat percentage where I say you need to have surgery. It's just like, here's what your ears look like, you know what you're living with. Is it causing enough problems and we need to do an operation? It's more your decision than mine.
Okay, cool. That's good to know. Learning about the surgery, I was like, damn, I really don't want to do that. The surgery and the time out of the water and the pain and the recovery just sounded sort of miserable. Because I've really made an effort to be diligent about wearing plugs. And it was cool to see that it's been working.
In cold water, warm water, I think he's pretty good at wearing earplugs and pretty consistent. And my sense is that he hasn't really progressed too much over the several years between our 2 examinations. So if he keeps doing that, he may just do fine and not have things progress and may not need any other additional treatment for that.
As a professional surfer, my gear is super important to me, from my boards, my wetsuits, my fins, wax, leashes, everything. So, it's nice to have been able to just incorporate my surf ears into that and know that I can trust and rely on them when I'm packing up for a trip or a contest.